BOOZHOO! Welcome back to the show!
Okay.
Michael Lyons on the guitar. Oh, is this the Counting Crows? Or Counting Crows, whatever they call it.
Yeah, I think it's Counting Crows.
Long December, well there's reason to believe maybe this year will be better than the last. I can't remember the last thing that she said as she was leaving. Now the days go by so fast, and it's one more day up in the canyon. And it's one more night in Hollywood. And if you think that I could be forgiven, I wish you would. Na 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 hey. And the smell of hospitals in winter, and the feeling that it's all a lot of oyster and no pearl. But all at once you look across the crowded room to see the way light attaches to a girl. And it's one more day up in the canyon, and it's one more night in Hollywood. If you think that I could be forgiven, I wish you would. Na 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 hey. Drove up to Hillside Manor sometime after 2 a.m. and talked a little while about the year. I guess the winter makes you laugh a little slower and makes you talk a little lower about the things you couldn't show. And it's been a long December, and there's reason to believe maybe this year will be better than the last. I can't remember the last thing that she said as she was leaving. Now the days go by so fast. Well, it's one more day up in the canyon, and it's one more night in Hollywood. Well, if you think that I could be forgiven, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Lyons on the guitar. All right. Well, the south side of Chicago, it's the baddest part of town. And if you go down there, you better just be aware of a man called Leroy Brown. Well, Leroy was a fighter, and he liked his fancy clothes, and he liked to wear his diamond ring in front of everybody's nose. And he's bad, bad, Leroy Brown, baddest man in the whole damn town, badder than the old King Kong, meaner than a junkyard dog. Well, Leroy was a gambler, and he liked to take and go. Leroy Brown like a jigsaw puzzle with a couple of pieces gone. And he's bad better bury your ground. Baddest man in the whole damn town, better than the old King Kong, and meaner than a junkyard dog. He was better than the old King Kong, and meaner than a junkyard dog. He was better than the old King Kong, and meaner than a junkyard dog.
All right.
Okay.
That was
We
cool.
have time for one more.
Let's make the time. The clock don't tell me what time it is. I tell the clock what time it is.
That's right, baby doll.
Oh.
What did I say? What did I say? You glared at me. You turned away. And what did we promise? Too long ago and so far away. Something I did, but there are some things that are best kept hidden away. Oh, come crashing down when it all comes crashing down, and it's just okay. Crashing down, now I hope it stays crashing down, crashing down, crashing down. So here we are, joined for years, but we're worlds apart. And the kids are grown and gone. And why does it feel so wrong? And it seems like we've come to an end. Will you still be my only friend? And it feels like we've come to an end. Will you please be my only friend when it all comes crashing down? When it all comes crashing down? When it all comes crashing down? It all comes crashing down, crashing down, crashing down, crashing down, crashing down. Crashing all fall down, crashing ashes to ashes, crashing all fall down, crashing down, crashing down. Crashing down, 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 down.
What about a Rush tune? How about Fly By Night? I got a request. Fly By Night. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Why try and know why? This feeling inside of me says it's time I was gone. Clear head, new life ahead. It's time I was king and not just one more pawn. Fly by night away from here. Change my life again. Fly by night, goodbye my dear. My ship isn't coming and I just can't pretend.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Moonrise, thoughtful eyes, staring back at me from the window beside. No fright or high sight, leaving behind that empty feeling inside. Fly by night away from here, change my life again. Fly by night, goodbye my dear. My ship isn't coming, I just can't pretend.
Uh-huh.
Start a new chapter, find what I'm after. It's changing every day. A change of the season, love of a reason, want to carry away. Quiet and pensive, my thoughts apprehensive. The hours drift away, leaving my homeland and playing a lone hand. My life begins today. Oh, fly away from here, change my life and fly by night, goodbye my dear. My ship isn't coming and I just can't pretend. My ship isn't coming and I just can't pretend. My ship isn't coming and I just can't pretend.
Yeah, yeah. Oh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Lyons, the rock star cartoonist. Okay, let's see how that sounds.
And the road is closed, still the cars pull in. Now the day is young, so we begin again. And I shut my eyes to what might be a cool recess beneath these old pine trees. And I don't remember where I've been. My past dissipates like snow on skin. It's cold outside, let me in. Our past dissipates like snow on skin, snow on skin. From what I've seen, nothing's meant to last, but I can't move forward, and I'm living in the past. But I've come so far, and I've run so fast. How long do I have, and how long can I last? I don't remember where I've been. My past dissipates like snow on skin. It's cold outside, can you let me in? Our past dissipates like snow on skin. Snow on and on and on and on. Again and again, my friend, the end and here. I think there's going to be a full moon tonight. I'm not sure, but it might be one of these super moons. The media is always coming up with these terms like science. Oh, the scientists know what's going on. The moon's bigger and brighter than usual. What? I thought you said it was in a stationary orbit. Oh, tomorrow's going to be the blood moon. It's going to be red. Oh, these are because of the particles from the fires. Are you sure? Does the moon change colors? I don't know. Indians always like to talk about it. Those many moons since blah blah blah. Like many times the moon went through its phases. You know, I've got a lot of mileage on the BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO podcast, talking about my grandparents. You know, they were real Indians. They went to boarding school. And I can tell little comments they made, you know, memories I have of my Indian grandparents. And probably the most mileage I've gotten is from the song I wrote, Home, about the story of my grandfather running away from boarding school. It's a great story because it tells the story and the experience of the kids who went to the residential boarding schools, you know, from firsthand account. I knew people who went there. But there's also a subtext or whatever where people get to hear how, you know, I had this relationship with my grandparents who would tell me the stories of the good old days, of the days, you know, I'm always starting stories with back in the days of the grandfathers. I'll tell stories of World War II and when my grandparents were young. What I don't mention very often is how little, especially my grandfather, actually spoke to me. Yeah, I grew up with him in a way. He lived upstairs of me when I was a kid. I have this one beautiful little story of the first Ojibwe word I ever learned. Muckade, mushkiki, wabu. I still remember the morning I learned it. And I've told the story and I drew a comic strip about it. And I've sung songs about it. It's all about me at 6, coming upstairs. We lived in the basement. And I had a bunk bed. And in the morning, I could hear my grandfather's steps above my head. Early in the morning. And I'd go up there and he'd make me coffee with milk and sugar. And I still remember him saying to me, "You know what they call that in Indian, don't you?" And I said, no, I didn't know any Indian. Because that's Makere Mashkiki Wabu. It's black medicine water. It's like, what? Because, yeah, that's what we called it in Indian. He didn't even call it Ojibwe, he just called it Indian. Makere Mashkiki Wabu. I remember practicing it and checking in with him later. But I also remember feeling kind of like, whatever, he wasn't that interested in teaching me. So that was the first Ojibwe word my grandfather ever taught me. You want to hear the last Ojibwe word my grandfather ever taught me? Makere, Mushkiki, Wabu. That only happened one time. I didn't sit at my grandfather's knee and as he told me stories of the old days. Everything I know about his boarding school experience, I fit into 3 verses of a 3-minute song. He didn't tell me the names of his friends. He never told me how he felt. Everything about his boarding school experience, I heard once. One story, one time he told the story. He never referred to it, even though I would often ask questions. Discussion would always get kind of shut down. He didn't want to talk about it. And then my grandmother, who went to the same boarding school 10 years later, she always wanted to kind of, what's the term? She said boarding school was great, that she loved it. She'd be like, I don't care what you say. I thought boarding school was great. And she wouldn't tell stories. She'd make comments. You know, we played basketball. I had this really great teacher. I always knew I wanted to be a teacher. So when I got out of boarding school, I went to college and I became a teacher. I was kind of justifying boarding school. And what's the word I'm looking for? It's not poo-pooing, but delegitimizing, whatever. Anybody who would say something critical of the boarding schools. But also, she didn't want to talk about it. She just wanted to state the record, hey, I liked boarding school. So yeah, I know. You say that every time I start talking about the effects that had on our family and intergenerational trauma and everything I'm learning outside of my own family about boarding schools. So it's weird. But I wasn't lying to anybody, except myself, kind of. You know, you ever have that where your memories are sort of, you choose what memories to remember to fit this kind of story you have in your head about the kind of relationship you had with your elders. The kind of relationship you wish you had. You know, I loved my grandpa. I really looked up to him. I really thought he was cool. I thought he was funny. I thought he was handsome. But he was a mystery to me. I once kind of justified his lack of involvement in my life, his lack of interest in me as a person. I read this article, they were comparing Indian parenting to non-Indian parenting. They said non-Indian parenting is child-centered. The parents get down on the floor and play with the kids. Parents will put on the birthday hat and sing and act like a kid, and the things are all about the kid. But an Indian parent is adult-centered. They will bring the children with them on their adult activities. You know, take them fishing and whatever. And I remember going, yeah, that was my grandpa. He would take me out to the dump. I remember, because I have another memory, it was a cute story when I called him dumb, because he said, I'm going to the dump if you want to come. He went on his truck and he took off. He didn't wait for me to get my boots on. And I was mad. And my parents asked me what was wrong. And I said, I don't like the dumb old grumps. And everyone laughed. But I was hurt because he didn't care. And we did go to the dump a couple of times because he needed to go out there and I just tagged along. No seatbelt. And he wouldn't talk to me. He'd sing. And you know what song he always sang? It was an old country song. I wanna go. How's it go? I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Oh, how I wanna go home. So years later, I would write a song about him running away from boarding school. And I use those same lyrics. Because that was the very little I had with him, really. You know, my grandfather was a fisherman and a hunter. He lived out in the woods a lot. You know. I've never gone fishing. There was never one time in my entire childhood where one of these Indian adults who went out fishing daily ever said, Michael, why don't you get in the boat? I'm going to take you fishing. You know, a lot of people defend bad Indian parenting. They go, oh, the boarding school generation, they didn't have parents. So they didn't learn how to be good parents. Come on. It's common sense that if you never take a kid fishing, I mean, what, do you hate that kid? Or are you just so self-involved, so selfish, so only think about yourself? I think if you asked him, he would have said he loved his grandchildren. Everyone knew he loved his grandchildren, especially me. But not enough to take me fishing. Not enough to ask me about my life. Not enough to leave me anything. I mean, I wasn't looking for money or a will or anything. But no comments. No thank yous. You know. So, my memories of my grandparents are kind of bittersweet. The stuff I can glean, you know. I mean, there were many miles walked, but we walked together, but not really together. I walked right behind them as they were just on their own path. Now they're gone. And I honor their memories and their everything, you know. And I give them credit for so much. But anyway, here's my song I wrote for my grandparents about boarding school. And it's called Home. And I hope you like it. Miigwechka bizendawieg. Thank you for listening. I was born in 1913 in the storm of 1913. But then at boarding school, I was nobody's fool. Down at Flandreau, I grew madder every day. That's why I had to run away. 'Cause this is no way to live. And I wanna go home. I wanna go home. and my brother Ray, we planned our getaway. If we can make it to them tracks, we won't be coming back. We're gonna hop a train. I thought we got away, but then the cops came and took us back to a leather strap. But I wanna go home. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. I wanna go. I remember it still. I saw a whippoorwill out on my windowsill. How could I sit still? So I got right up and I walked right out. The teacher said to me, "Where do you think you're going?" Boy, I said I'm going home. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Ni wiki way, ni wiki way, ni wiki way, ni wiki way.
Okay, hey, BOOZHOO.
BOOZHOO!
Welcome to BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO. I am NANABOOZHOO,
And I am Natasha.
and we'd like to invite you to join the BOOZHOO Crew membership channel. For $4.99 monthly, you get exclusive perks, exclusive members-only live stream, Auntie Tasha's moment of wisdom, huh, sweetie?
That's right.
And after today, I'd say we
Candid
all
behind-the-scenes discussions with creator Michael Lyons, and new music videos, dead celebrity interviews from heaven, what have you, and of course, cat videos of Bagheera.
These were the golden days.
Click the link below. Join the BOOZHOO Crew membership channel, $4.99 a month. I'll see you there. And I will see you again. Kiga Wabamin.
Minowa.
So it goes, or so they say. Time's like a mountain skate. Well,
I don't know, but I can't complain.
God knows I've got my
Own
own
escape.
Smiling girls and rosy boys coming by my little toys. Monkeys made of gingerbread and sugar horses painted red. Richmond's children running fast, their fathers dressed in holes. Golden hair and mud of many acres on their shoes. Gazing eyes running wild past the stocks and over stiles. Kiss the window, merry child, coming by my toys, coming by my toys, coming by my toys. You watched your father plow the fields with a ram's horn, and sowed it white with peppercorn, unfurled with a bramble thorn. Now your watching's over, you must play with girls and boys. Leave the parsley on the stool, but coming by my toys, coming by my toys, coming by my toys, my toys, coming by my toys. You shall own a cambric shirt, you shall work your father's land, but now you will play in the market square until you become a man. Coming by my toys, coming by my toys. Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have. Maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. And if I made you feel second best, girl, I'm sorry I was blind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Maybe I didn't hold you all those lonely, lonely nights. I guess I never told you that I'm so happy that you're mine. And little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. But you were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. And tell me that your sweet love hasn't died, and give me one more chance to keep you satisfied. I'll keep you satisfied. Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind.
You know, I'm kind of, one of my most well-known songs I ever wrote was called Wake and Bake. Because it's it's about something a lot of people relate to. The morning coffee and marijuana ritual. You wake up, you make some coffee, you pack a bowl, coffee's ready, get a cup, you take a hit, take a couple of sips. Now it's time to go sit on the throne. Clear your mind. Come back, finish your coffee. By this time, you know, by this time the challenger has lifted off. And, you know, it's a very nice experience to get high as you're waking up to caffeine and whatever. But the problem is, you know, it wears off after an hour or two. And by this time you're at work. You're like, why am I so sleepy? I'm going into the break room, getting another donut, get some more coffee. Oh, I'm so tired. And you forget stuff because, you know, what did you think was going to happen? You started your day. When I was a kid, they said Wheaties was the breakfast of champions. You want to be a champion, like Bruce Jenner, you should eat Wheaties. I never ate Wheaties. I usually had like instant oatmeal. It was easy to make, you know. And I wouldn't even put milk in it. I'd just make instant oatmeal, a cup of sugar on top, a cup of instant coffee, and go. When I grew up, I got rid of the instant coffee and got good coffee, French roast. I drink good coffee, and then started packing marijuana. Go on a walk. You know, if you get a high before you do an early morning walk, you can hear the theme music to Rocky. Dun 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 dun. It just plays in your head. They never talk about that one aspect of marijuana. It's similar to everybody. You get high and you go on a walk or a run, you're going to hear the Rocky theme. It's the strangest thing. Getting stronger. Da 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 da, la 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 la. Anyway, so the song is called Wake and Bake.
But it's got nothing to do with you. I've got no one, still you won't do. And after today I'd say we are quite through. But I know you won't break down, you won't miss a step, you won't be around, and you'll never forget it. One day, when I'm old and gray, I might look back and say that these were the golden days. And one day, when I'm old and I'm gray, I might look back and say this was the price I paid.
so it goes, or so they say. Time's like a mountainscape. Well, I don't know, but I can't complain. God knows I've got my own escape, and sometimes I just might, even in the middle of the night. Well, sometimes and someday, sometimes, well, I wake and bake. But it's got nothing to do with you. I've got no one, still you won't do. And after today I'd say we are quite through. But I know you won't break down, you won't miss a step, you won't be around, and you'll never regret it. One day, when I'm old and gray, I might look back and say that these were the golden days. One day, when I'm old and I'm gray, I might look back and say this was the price I paid. Even in the middle of the day, Stephen grins a little, so they say. Sometimes, well, I wake and bake.
All right. Don't go away. I'm begging you to stay. 'Cause I'm gonna miss your love. Please don't go. Oh, really? Why? Because I'm gonna miss your love. The minute you walk out that door. But I gotta go to work, honey. No, I'm gonna miss your love the minute you walk out that door. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Won't you consider becoming a patron? Patron?
No, that's not right.
Patron.
Yeah.
I can't even say it. Please become a patron saint and support BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. Click the links in the description to our Patreon page. And if you become a $25 a month BOOZHOO Crew member, it's an exclusive club. It's going to cost you some junia, some money. No. You'll get a coffee cup.
Oh.
You can put your black medicine water in there. Muckade mush kiki wabu. Muckade mush kiki. See, you're already learning Ojibwe. No, gigaje, Fakira. No. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Just making some makare mashkiki wabu. Well, it's just about ready. Black medicine water, makare mashkiki.
Billy don't like it living here in this town. Hope bites the dust when there's no one around. And hope bites the dust behind all the closed doors. The pus and grime ooze through its scab-crusted sores. The screaming and the crying, it's a high-rise rock. It's a rat trap, Billy. You've been caught. You can make it if you want it, or if you need it bad enough. You're young and good looking, and you're acting kind of tough. Well, Saturday night time to see what's going down. Put on the bright suit, Billy head for the right side of town. It's only 8 o'clock and you're already bored. You don't know what it is, but there's gotta be more. You're gonna find your way out, you're gonna kick down that door. It's a rat trap, Billy. What's in store? I wanna go somewhere where it doesn't stink, away from the alley, somewhere I can think. Gonna wash my hands and watch it wash down the sink. It's a strain on the brain, living close to the brink. A lot of rotten going on that night, and it was cruising time for the young bright lights. Just down past the gas station by the meat factory doors, coming on strong were the 5 lamp boys. Young Billy watched beneath the streetlight and said, tonight of all nights, I wanna go somewhere where it doesn't stink, away from the alley, somewhere I can think. Gonna wash my hands and watch it wash down the sink. It's a strain on the brain, living close to the brink.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Lyons. All
right. With a torch in your pocket and the wind at your heels, you climbed on the ladder, and you know how it feels to get too high, too far, too soon. You saw the whole of the moon. There were unicorns and cannonballs, palaces and piers, trumpets, towers, tenements, wide oceans full of tears, flags, rags, ferry boats, scimitars and scarves, every precious dream and vision underneath the stars. Yes, you climbed on the ladder with the wind in your sails. You came like a comet, blazing your trail, too high, too far, too soon. You saw the whole of the moon. That's how that poem goes. All right.
pictured a rainbow. You held it in your hands. I had flashes. You saw the plan. I wandered out in the world for years, while you just stayed in your room, and I saw the crescent. You saw the whole of the moon, the whole of the moon. You were there at the turnstile with the wind at your heels. You stretched for the stars, and you know how it feels to reach too high, too far, too soon. You saw the whole of the moon. I was grounded, and you filled the sky. I was dumbfounded. You cut through lies. I watched the rain-dirty valley, and you saw Brigadoon. I saw the crescent. You saw the whole of the moon, the whole of the moon. Spoke about wings. You just flew. I wondered, I guessed, and I tried. You just knew. I sighed, and you swooned. I saw the crescent, and you saw the whole of the moon, the whole of the moon. With a torch in your pocket and the wind at your sails, you came like a comet blazing the trail. Too high, too far, too soon. You saw the whole of the moon, the whole of the moon. Don't go away, I'm begging you to stay, 'cause I'm gonna miss your love. Please don't go. Oh, really? Why? Because I'm gonna miss your love. The minute you walk out that door. But I gotta go to work, honey. No, I'm gonna miss your love the minute you walk out that door. Hey, everybody.
Okay.
Won't you consider becoming a patron? Patron?
No, that's not right.
Patron.
Yeah.
I can't even say it. Please become a patron saint and support BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. Click the links in the description to our Patreon page. And if you become a $25 a month BOOZHOO crew member, it's an exclusive club. It's going to cost you some junia, some money. No. You'll get a coffee cup.
Oh.
You can put your black medicine water in there. Muckade bush kiki wabu. Muckade bush kiki. See, you're already learning Ojibwe. got nothing to do with you. I've got no one, still you won't do. And after today I'd say we are quite through. But I know you won't break down, you won't miss a step, you won't be around, you'll never forget it. One day, when I'm old and gray, I might look back and say that these were the golden days. And one day, when I'm old and I'm gray, I might look back and say this was the price I paid. Now so it goes, or so they say, time's like a mountain skate, and I don't know, but I can't complain. God knows I've got my own escape, and sometimes I just might, even in the middle of the night. Sometimes, some days, sometimes, well, I wake and bake. But it's got nothing to do with you. I've got no one, still you won't do. And after today I'd say we are quite through. But I know you won't break down, you won't miss a step, you won't be around, and you'll never forget it. One day, when I'm old and gray, I might look back and say that these were the golden days. And one day, when I'm old and I'm gray, I might look back and say this was the price I paid. Even in the middle of the day, Stephen grins a little, so they say. Sometimes, well, I wake and bake. Oh, na, 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 no. Wake and bake. How about this one's called Will I Ever See You Again?
Oh,
And I remember a day, you and me in a pouring rain, water ran down my chin. So you pulled me close and you drank it in. But I remember your ways, you and me in a sad embrace. And I remember a place where you pulled me close and you kissed my face. Will I ever see you again?
No, I don't think I'll ever see you again. And I remember a night and the casual fight by candlelight as the room grew dim. You lied to me when you talked about him, but I remember your ways. And you and me in a sad embrace, and I remember a place where you pulled me close and you kissed my face. Will I ever see you again? No, I don't think I'll ever see you again. Will I ever see you again? No, I don't think I'll ever see you again. Will I ever see you again? No, I don't think I'll ever see you again. Will I ever see you again? No, I hope I never see you again. Ever see you again. Turn down the light, turn down the bed, turn down these voices inside my head, and lay down with me. Tell me no lies, just hold me closely and don't patronize. Don't patronize me. I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your heart feel something it won't. And here in the dark, in these final hours, I will lay down my heart, and I'll feel the power that you won't. No, you won't.
'cause I can't make you love me if you don't. If you don't. And I'll close my eyes, then I won't see love you don't feel when you're holding me. And morning will come, but I'll do what's right. Just hold me closely and I'll give up the fight. 'Cause I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your heart feel something it won't. Here in the dark, in these final hours, I will lay on my heart, and I'll feel the power that you won't. No, you won't. 'Cause I can't make you love me if you don't. If you don't. If you don't. If you don't. Let's dance. Put on your red shoes and dance the blues. Let's dance to the song they're playing on the radio. Let's sway while color lights up your face. Let's sway, sway through the crowd to an empty space. And if you say run, I'll run with you. And if you say hide, we'll hide. Because my love for you would break my heart in two. If you should fall into my arms and tremble like a flower, let's dance for fear your grace should fall. Let's dance for fear tonight is all. Let's sway, you could look into my eyes. Let's sway under the moonlight, the serious moonlight. And if you say run, I'll run with you. And if you say hide, we'll hide. Because my love for you would break my heart in two. If you should fall into my arms and tremble like a flower, let's dance. Let's dance.
Let's dance, let's dance, let's dance, let's dance, let's dance.